Hey guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. Today I'm coming to speak to you about in the dating process, or even if you get a little further on into the dating process, hopefully, guys, it's really best for you to really notice, pay attention to this in the beginning of when you start dating someone. And I know it will take a little time for some kind of a relationship to be formed and some kind of connection to be formed. So you may not see some of these things early on into the dating process, but at least by the 3 month, 6 month, in that region there, in that timeline there, time frame, then you should at least be able to tell if this person that you're dating is emotionally available for a relationship. And that is very important. The reason is we all know that the dismissive avoidant attachment style is not emotionally available. And so is the fearful avoidant attachment style to an extent. Remember, the fearful avoidant attachment style has both the anxious preoccupied and the dismissive avoidant attachment styles combined. Can you imagine the mess that is? So, for example, with the fearful avoidant attachment style, what happens is that they will respond to their partner depending on the attachment style of their partner. So, because they have these two sides, the anxious preoccupied and the dismissive avoidant. If their partner is dismissive, then they will show more of their anxious side because, that is they're triggered more in their anxious side. And if their partner is anxious, they're triggered more in their dismissive side. All right, so guys, so that you understand that, I'm going to go into that. I'm going to give you a couple points on what to notice when you're dating someone to know if this person is going to be emotionally available to you, because that's one of the biggest complaints I have when I'm doing my coaching, right? And when I meet couples, is that one partner is just not emotionally available, and that can cause a lot of chaos and discomfort and pain in the relationship. Before I tell you about these points, guys, I just recently got got approved by YouTube to set up memberships. So you may notice a button below this video. It says join. Now I created a 5 different levels of this membership that you can choose from, and there are different things that's offered there that I'm hoping that can fit your needs. Somebody will find something there for them, right? It goes all the way up to the place where you can actually get one coaching session per month from me, right? Person to person. And what that does, the way I structured the levels, guys, is that some people just want to participate, as a subscriber or somebody just watching the video. And if you're just participating as a subscriber, and you're a member, then what this membership allows you to do at the very lowest level is for me to be able to see that you're a member, and so I'll pay attention more to your comments and respond to those, right? But up at the other level, going upwards, I will be having live chats. That way, the videos that is only going to be available to members, I will build on those into those live chats. So we'll be discussing those videos and kind of going deeper into those videos. And also at the upper level, where someone will have that one-on-one coaching with me, that will help to just kind of cement that, and then we can discuss privately any issue that they're having in growing, in their growth process of becoming more more secure in themselves, so that they can have more healthy relationships. So I've gone on long enough with that, but just hit the join button there. It will give you an idea of the different levels I have, and to see where you may fit. All right, guys, so going back to what are the signs that someone you're dating is emotionally unavailable? Well, the first one is that he's told you he does not want a relationship. It's amazing to me how people can be told something and they just refuse to believe it. someone will tell you, I don't want a relationship, I just want to kind of hang. He's not looking for anything permanent, he's looking to hang. He's told you, but somehow we get it into our heads that, oh, I'm going to be the one to change this person. They're going to want to be more to me than just hanging. So if he's told you that he does not want a relationship, believe him. Okay, guys? Believe her. Okay? Don't try and sugarcoat it and try and fix it and try and think that you can make this person do what they don't want. Believe them. I think it was Maya Angelou that says, when somebody shows you who they are or tells you who they are, believe them the first time, guys. Believe them. Believe them. Of course, if you continue to hang around, then why would they not take advantage of that? It's not because they want you around. They need you around then. It's nice to hang around with you. Maybe you're fun to hang around with. But they already told you they don't want a relationship. So don't expect any type of commitment from this person. This person just wants to hang around. He or she does not want a relationship because they have told you, guys. Believe them. Listen and believe. If this is not what you want, then walk away at that. When they tell you that, just walk away before you start getting connected to emotionally, and then it is more difficult to walk away at that point. All right? Now it's your choice. Nobody can force you to do what you don't want to do, right? It's your choice. You're going to decide. He's already told you what he wanted, and it's not you. All right? He doesn't want a relationship. All right, guys. The next thing is he's not investing in you, and I'm not talking about money now. I'm talking about time, his emotions. He's not in nothing. You are always making all the dating plans. You drive to pick him up or her up all the time. Now for a girl, I believe that if you're having a relationship with a man, that the man should do the picking up. And and very rarely, unless it's something that you meet somewhere because you're going in a different direction or whatever it might be, then that's something else. But it has to come later on, not as soon as you're dating. Then I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school, all right. But I believe that the man should put more out, because men want to feel as if they've gotten you and they've done the work to get you. It's an achievement for a man to do the work and get the person that they care for. But when you're making it so easy for them, it really is kind of like, well, it's a turn off for a lot of men. All right, for a lot of men. No, I won't say for all men, because I don't know what era that we're in right now. There are different changes that's going on, but I'm from old school, and I want the man to pick me up. Not if he has to come from all the way from Timbuktu, but there are arrangements that can be made. But anyway, let's forget about that. So you drive to pick him up at his house all the time, especially if this is a female. You call or text him. You know what I'm saying? So you all the time. You're the one moving the relationship along. Basically, you're the one moving the relationship along. The other person is not kind of moving, especially when it's a male female. Of course, a male is the one really who should move the relationship along. Yes, the woman should show interest, but they should not be the ones to be moving the relationship along. Because how does this person know that you're really interested in them if you're the one who's always making all of these plans and moving the relationship along? You don't know if that person really wants you, or is it just that you make it so easy for them to be with you, right? Guys, as I say again, I'm old school, so forgive me if that's not you. You can do what the heck you want. I'm just saying that men like to be pursuers. And I think even nowadays, the younger men, they want to be the one to really go after their woman and get them, because then they feel they've accomplished something instead of having the woman chase them down all the time, right? So that's just me. The next thing is that this person will not ask about you, your plans, your dreams, your life. They're not really interested. They just want to hang. They just want a superficial layer kind of relationship. They just want to kind of have this superficial relationship where you just go out and hang, have sex, hang, have sex, hang, have sex, hang, whatever it might be, right? And that's the extent of that relationship. You don't get, they're not even interested in what your life goals are, what what makes you happy, what makes you sad. They're not having conversations with you, right, to find out anything about you, about your dreams and your life and how they're just not spending that time to connect with you and find out who you are. Because the person is not interested in a long-term relationship, they're just there for the ride. So you have to be sure that watch for these signs, guys, when you're dating early, right? And this person is not going to be someone who's going to feel that they have to put out that emotional connection to you, because they're not really invested. They're not looking to invest in you because they're really not interested. All right. The next thing is that you can never seem to make, for example, you can't make plans. They don't make plans ahead of time. You can't make plans ahead of time with them. It's like they may say to you, whatever happens, happens. So they will be maybe the type of person who will call you last minute. And so if you kind of try to get down a time frame for when it is that you'll see them again, they will be very evasive. Let's just see what happens. Let's go with the flow. Whatever. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. And so you never know whether or not you can't seem to tie them down to a plan, because what they're really doing is checking out the whole entire landscape. They have a couple of people all over the place so that they can decide if they don't get to go with that person, then you might be at the bottom end of that rung. And then if everybody else is busy or refuses to go out with that person, then you're there. You're just the last choice. You're just there. So you have to be able to notice when people are not willing to, make plans ahead of time on a regular basis, guys. Now, this can happen. Of course, this is okay to do once in a while, because the person may have other things that they have to do in a week or at a certain time, and they don't know what's going to happen. Then of course, yes, let's see what happens, and then we can make it that time. But by that time, you should be in some kind of at this point when when the person is able to say that to you, is when you're kind of in a more close to commitment kind of a relationship. But if someone is at the beginning not telling you, and they are never available to say to you, you know what, yes, we can hang out this weekend for sure, at this time, at this place, whatever it might be, then you're kind of like a filler. You're really that's what you should realize that you are. You're a filler for a time slot that they may not find somebody that they actually really want to be with, but you're a filler just in case those people don't have the time. All right, watch out for that. The next thing is most of the conversations is all about sex or your body or how you look. They're not seeing beyond all of that facade of who you are. They don't want to hear about you. They don't want to know about you. All their focus is on your sexuality and sex, basically. So that is all that relationship is going to be about. Guys, don't be fooled and think that you're so hot or you're so that this person is so enamored with your looks. When somebody tells you and keeps saying to you and talk about your body, and all they can talk about is sex, don't feel that you're such a hot stuff and you're so good with this sex thing that's all they want. I mean that you have them tied or whatever. No. They're probably having sex with multiple people, right? And it's just that they want you to feel good, because they know that a lot of women still put all their value in sex, of how they can satisfy this man or whatever it is. So they will tell you what you want to hear. So you have to be very careful about that. First of all, if that's all that person is talking about, then you know that they're not really interested in a long-term relationship. It's all about the sex. All right, guys. Um, he or she keeps you away from his or her family and friends, right? It means that this person is not emotionally available to you because they don't want you connecting with the people that are closest to them. So it is really more like uh, there can be two reasons for that. It could be that these the people that are closest to them might show them for who they really are, or they don't want to have to explain to the people who are closest to them when you drop off the map what happened to you, how you probably you break up or whatever it might be. So they just want to make it just about you and them, and depending on the person, they might feel like you're so special because they just want to keep you all to themselves. Please, guys, open your eyes and see things for what they really are. All right. The next thing, if this person lies about really simple things to make you happy, run. Run. Because if this person is lying about something that is not necessary to be lied about, it's really simple things, and they're lying. Can you imagine what kind of relationship that will be if it turns into a relationship, right? But usually they, at this point, don't care, so they can just lie to make you happy so that you can give them what they need, all right? They just want you to be happy to give so that they can get what they need from you at that point, right? They're not committed to a long-term relationship, so that so they're not willing to get down into the emotional sea of emotions that is required when you have to speak about difficult areas. So they will difficult subjects. So they will just lie to get past that, and just to make you happy and make you shut up, basically, just to make you shut up, right? Um, if the person is more concerned about their needs than yours, meaning there's no willingness to compromise. We should always be looking out for our needs. That is true. But in a relationship, there always it's necessary to compromise. You cannot go into a relationship thinking that it's all about me now, and then everybody does everything. He or she does everything for you, and you just sit back and suck up everything, and you do nothing for them, right? And you don't compromise anything of yourself to suit their needs, and vice versa. Relationships are about compromise. So if you see somebody who is more interested in just and very, dogged about just, having their needs met, then you have to wonder if this person is somebody you want to spend time with. All right. The next thing is the person's words and actions are not aligned. They talk a lot of nice stuff, but their actions are the opposite. Believe the actions. Actions never lie. That's what the person really is like. Anybody can say anything they want to say. Words are easy to just fly out of your mouth, and you can sugarcoat anything you want, but believe the actions. So when the words, what they're saying is not aligned with what they're doing, guys, question that and wonder, think about that, and realize that this is not somebody you can trust. First of all, that's not somebody you can trust. Okay. And if you're seeing this person for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and there's no forward action, there's just always this, it's really just this surface layer of interaction. You go out on a date, you go home, you don't hear from them again until there's another date, and there's nothing moving forward. You're not meeting their friends, they're not meeting their families, they're not involving you in their life, they're not telling you more, they're not letting you into their personal life issues and stuff. They're not talking, they're not trying to find out who you are. Then it's an indication, it's an indication that they don't really have long-term plans for you. It's just, they just want it the way it is, just keep it the way it is. And some of them will actually tell you, if you ask, why are you rushing things? Just let things go, just flow. Just flow. And so these things can flow into years, guys. So be very careful and watch out for these signs that this person is really not going to be somebody who is emotionally connected to you, or who you can actually have a healthy, a healthy relationship with. Yes, you can have a relationship with anyone, but whether you're going to be happy in that relationship is another question. All right, guys, so I think I've said enough on this subject. If you found some valuable information in this, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to check out the join button below. That kind of details my membership levels that you can join at and become more involved in growing and learning and changing yourself so you can have better and more healthy relationships, right? First, you want to change you guys, because once you change you, you can detect all of these things like it's like this, right? You can see what is good for you. You can recognize it quite quickly so you don't end up getting into relationships, and you will have your self-worth, your self-image will be so much higher that you will not put up with certain things in your relationships or in your life. You will not choose relationships that are not good for you. Okay, guys, so this is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. Take care until next time. Bye bye.